What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Nintendo 64 Chronicles right here on the Honest Gamer channel. We are back over in the usual spot because I don't have this game complete in box. And I'm excited to play this one anyways because you guys voted for it. Formula 1 Pole Position 64. Now, I mentioned in the last video, and I've probably mentioned it elsewhere, I grew up with F1 World Grand Prix on this console, which is the third Formula 1 game released for the N64, so I have never played this one or the other one, Monaco Grand Prix. So I'm excited to see how the Formula 1 games kind of got started on this console, so let's just toss it in and do some racing. Again. Alright, so we are geared up for F1 Pole Position 64. These three language options do not surprise me at all because they're like the three most dominant ones of the drivers in the Grand Prix. So, yeah, no, not surprising that they included all three of them. So, let's just... I'm assuming there's going to be other modes, and I'm just going to jump right into the Grand Prix. Although... What's battle? Did they explain it? I think it's just a single race. Okay. So, maybe I can actually get my full Honest Gamer name in here. Maybe. Living the dream? Ha! Fucking finally. Was this 23 games? That, it took before I found one long enough to, let me get the whole Honest Gamer name in there? Alright, so I'm actually recognizing a bunch of these names, and yep, here we go. This is a guy that I used all the time as a kid in F1 World Grand Prix. I don't know why. I knew nothing about him. Like, literally, F1 World Grand Prix was my introduction to Formula 1 racing, so I don't know. Well, I am going to... Let me do a free run first, just so I can kind of get an idea for how this handles. Oop, cutting into the sand. Not good. How do we change? Okay, that changes the heads up this way. Oh. Well, that looks back. There we go, there's the view change. Wonder if they have... So they have this... Honestly, so far, this looked exactly like it did, for F1 World Grand Prix did for me as a kid. It's got all the same views. The only thing I'm noticing difference-wise is, like, visually, the tracks aren't really that refined. Which doesn't surprise me, but what does surprise me is how much better they look in World Grand Prix. Just because I think it was a 2-year gap, maybe 3, between those two games in particular, so it's kind of cool to see, for me at least. I don't know, I can't really show you guys right now, but just kind of knowing in my head how far it kind of went in the short time span. One big thing I'm noticing that is going to give me some real difficulty is normally on Formula 1 tracks, when you're coming down to the corners, there's meter markers on the side of the track which kind of gives the drivers, you know, a chance to gauge how far from a turn they are, how fast they're going, so they can kind of, you know, figure out when and where to start braking and how hard to start braking. And I actually use those in the games, so discovering my own braking points is going to be a big learning curve for me playing this one. But honestly, I've only gone around, what, coming up on the end of my second lap, and I love this thing already. Alright, so let's... hopefully that just retires me from the practice. Okay, good. What do we have for car customization in here? Just take auto. Let's see. I'll do the braking. Okay, it seems fine to me. It's a really simplified setup system for this game, at least. Well, let's qualify. And the one thing I'm noticing too is it didn't have me go through any sort of like a race distance setup. So I'm assuming that it's just kind of like a locked system of laps per race. You know, it's the same, probably going to be the same amount of laps for each race. And the qualifying one is right. It's just going to be 10 laps per. Which is weird, because that's not at all how they did qualifying at the time that this game came out for Formula 1. Oh, shit. Always overshoot that corner. No matter what Formula 1 racing game I'm playing, that corner right there, I always fuck it up. Oh, wow. I don't know what the reverse is supposed to be in this one. Whatever. Well, that was just the up to speed lap, so... Don't you dare get loose on me. I'm starting to think I made the suspension a little bit too hard. No, stay on the track. Oh, come on. I hate that. all these older racing games have like corners that you're not allowed to cut, because there's rules for it in Formula 1. You essentially get like a minor black flag, and you have to, depending on how much you're doing, you get like a warning, or you have to come down pit road. But a lot of the older racing games couldn't really handle, you know, having that rule set like coded in. So instead what they would do is, if you tried to blatantly take one of those shortcuts, or even accidentally, you would just essentially run into like quicksand and lose all your speed in half of an instant. And it just bugs me because like it doesn't work for my brain. What the hell that means was. Or whatever it was, it just fucked me up. So, I think my plan for this episode is I'm going to do the full 10 laps for the qualifying. I'm assuming it's going to be another 10 laps for the race. I should know this because I actually was watching Derek stream it when he went through this game. He's the other one that's going through all the N64 games, and he started way before me. And I've actually been kind of... That's why I've been putting out 2 episodes a week, because I'm trying to catch up to him. Because he runs all of his streams on Twitch. And I'll have the links for all of his stuff down in the description when I post this on YouTube. But he's been going through the games like in their entirety, which I also want to do, which is why I've kind of been building up the Twitch queue for the ones that I want to go through. But so yeah, no, I've been following some of his streams, not with the intent of kind of spoiling the game for myself per se, but just more support for him, and these games are just fun to watch, like, no matter who's playing them. So yeah, no, but anyways, what I was saying is I should know how long the races are, because I watched him stream a couple of races from this game. But it's blanking my memory right now. Yeah. Oh, I think I know what that is. I think that's me maxing out the RPMs. Which is a really fucking weird noise to do for that, but I guess it draws attention to it, so it works. It's just so out of place, like a random high-pitched beeping. Come on. Oh, so we're halfway through the qualifying. I'm fairly confident I'm going to keep the pole position. I wish I knew if this was set up like modern day games were, because In modern day ones, you can kind of drive out, set your lap, and then essentially quit qualifying and hold your time. But I don't want to quit and force myself to start all the way in the back. That would suck. Because if anybody who's watching this has ever watched Formula 1 race, or at least the start of one, you know what it looks like going into the first corner. And it may be fun as hell to watch, but playing it in a game is very frustrating. Nope, that was bad. Because physics. Sorry, my hair's... I need to cut my hair. Don't be surprised if, like, by the time I wrap up this episode, like, talking about it in front of the TV, like, I have a lot shorter hair. But it is starting to get warm where I am, and hair is starting to get annoying. So that might be the thing. No, come on, stop. Alright, so it looks like I got 2 laps left to go. Still nobody touching me from the pole. So I'm happy about that. Yeah, I don't like that high RPM noise. Just so out of place. Alright, last lap. Wow, the announcing just dead in this one. Like, World Grand Prix, you get your crew chief talking to you. So, like, he ends up letting you know how far ahead, like, a car is in front of you. Like, if you're halfway in the race. F1 World Grand Prix is starting to look massively advanced in comparison to this one. And I'm really starting to be shocked that they're both on the same console. You know, like, I know it's a ways down the line. I don't know exactly how far down the line off the top of my head. But yeah, no, I don't even know how they pull off. Like, either they really conserved space on the chip for this one in particular, or they just like found more for World Grand Prix. I really don't know what it is. So we have qualified for first place. I am going to go take a short break really quickly, and then I'm going to come back and sit down and do the race itself. So let me get back to the menu here. Yeah, that was a fine setup. Oh, it goes right into the race. Well, shit. I can't pause it. Holy fuck. Well, everybody just went flying past me. Fuck it. Let's go right into the race. Holy crap. The fucking, like, collision boxes on these cars are way bigger than they need to be, too. Jesus. Alright. I'm getting this back. Slowly but surely. The lead was way far out there. I don't even know who took the lead from me. Fuck. Well, I thought I was going to have an easy victory, but not so much. I have no clue why it just dead stopped me from the starting grid. Come on, move, 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 move. Oh. Yeah, I'm probably not going to win this race. Well, let's see how good I can do. Assuming that the green light down by the gearbox means that I'm actually gaining slipstream, so that's cool that they managed to incorporate that into the game. Come on. One thing you're gonna notice too, watching this, is you can see right now it just went from I was 8 out of 21 to 8 out of 20. Pretty much that's just people either crashing out of the race or like their engines blew. Any number of reasons that they just can't keep running. You can actually notice it as the race goes on too, because they'll keep dropping like that, but the cars, if they did what they did in F1 World Grand Prix, the cars stay on the track. But again, I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. But like, obviously, that's not what happens in the real world of Formula One racing. Like, they throw a local yellow and kind of cherry pick the car off. See, right over there on the right side. He was just chilling on the wall. It's just kind of fun. It was definitely amusing in World Grand Prix, just kind of driving around and seeing just dead cars chilling on the side of the track. Oh, come on. We have 5th right now. I can see 4th. Oh, never mind, I can take 4th and 3rd. So I at least have, if I can hold this position, I have a podium finish. No, no, what are you doing? What are you doing? First off, that didn't make any fucking sense. I was sliding and then I just stopped. Like, didn't come into contact with a damn thing and I just dead stopped out of nowhere. Alright, so it looks like 2nd place is the one that just went through the first little S-clean. Don't know if I can catch him by the end of the race. Obviously I'm going to try. Dead car. Yeah, I don't think 2nd place is happening in this one. I'm gonna try like hell. But we're already over halfway in this race, so I'm thinking not. I might actually be able to pull it off for 2nd. Looks like I'm catching up to him, at least by the minute. Well, about to find out if this guy's actually 2nd place. Shit. Of course, I was fucking up right as I was getting on top of him. Come on. Get on the fucking track. Oh, so close. So close. I think I'm thinking about it too much. Yes, the dead cars become ghost cars. They were actually smart about that. I applaud them thinking that one through. Two laps. Two more laps. Okay, so he was second. Shit. Alright, final lap. My goal is to hold second, because there's no way I'm getting first. Unless he's crashed. Unless by some miracle this is him right in front of me. Nope. I don't even see where he would be on the track right now. Because I think what they did is the flashing dots on the track is obviously me is one of them. And then whatever cars are positioned in front of you. But I don't see anything flashing besides mine. I'm trying not to look too much so I can focus on the track. But whatever. Honestly, I'm happy with second place. So, second place in the Australian Grand Prix. I'm very happy with that. So, what I am going to do this time is actually take a quick little break. I'm going to squeeze in a second race into this video. Mostly because the next track, if I remember the schedule correctly, is one of my 2 favorite tracks in the Formula 1 season. Yes, Brazil, it is. Alright, so I'm going to qualify on my own, just because of how similar it is to the race itself anyways. And then I will jump ahead and show you guys the Brazil race. So I will see you on the starting grid. Alright, well, we are geared up for the race, and I did it again. We got the pole position in qualifying. So let us see if I can actually win this one. Yeah, I really don't get the starting race. Like, I really don't. I don't know. Well, we get to fight back through the field again. Except there's a lot more of it to fight through this time. Apparently the AI doesn't like going at really high speeds. Fine by me. Shit. Okay. I almost spun. go. Third place. Shit. See, this is a track where I really need those braking markers, because that front straight is crazy long. This straight right here is crazy long. You pretty much like hit your top speed at the end of both of them. Let me pass you, thank you. Yeah, surprisingly, we're 2 laps into this one, and oh, nope, never mind. Just as I was about to say it, somebody crashed out. I was literally just about to say 2 full laps with nobody crashing out. Oh, nope. No. Alright, so I'm starting to think that they like really stack up the driving skill for whoever the fuck it is in first place right now. Because he is insanely far ahead in such a short amount of time. So I feel like the player's kind of destined for second place unless they run like picture perfect laps. Which, relearning the old way to drive this course, all these tracks in this game. So that's not going to be me. At least not just yet. I don't know why they would make it so impossible unless they tried to push the, all the setups on, like, you finding the perfect setup to run for the race. I don't know. It's just, either way, it seems unfair. Like, I can see him being a challenge, but that much of a challenge? And of course that would happen. Also not liking that it's either non-existent or reverse is so hard to find. I ended up actually spun out like that during the qualifying portion, and I actually sat there for a minute and like pressed every single button, and nothing put me in reverse, nothing shifted me to reverse, so I don't know if there's some sort of trick, but it's annoying. I don't care if I'm slowing down. I'm still right here where I want to be. Coming up behind you. Apparently, my goal in this race is to screw myself out of second place. Wait, no, I think I can see a couple of pixels of him up there. You're slowing down. I didn't realize we were already over halfway. 4 to go. Of course, I can set the fastest lap, but not put a dent in the lead that first place has over me. Video game racing logic at its finest. I have second place. I'm not losing second place. So what does it matter if I'm slowing down? He's about to get blown engine. We're lapping people. It'd be nice if I could hit first place though. Just resigned to the fact that it's not going to happen unless I give myself like the perfect racing setup. But to speculate on this track like I did on the last one, again, it's the exact layout that it should be. The visuals are still the same from track to track, you know, it kind of generates it so far in front of you. Like it seems to be a consistent representation of each track. Like, it didn't look like they put in more to the Australian track than they did to the Brazilian track. Sure, if I jumped to the middle of the season and went to, like, the Canadian track, it would look just as good. Again, though, it's... For what's missing from the actual race itself, it's the braking markers. Like, it's such a necessity that you kind of don't realize exactly how much you need it until it's not there. And like, this track, it was easier for me when I did the qualifying to pick up where to stop because, like I said, this is one of my favorite tracks. Actually, the Canadian track is my #1 favorite track, and this one's #2. So I played this track a shit ton as a kid. And even in the newer games when it's still in there. So, you know, it was easier for me to pick up the braking points in this track, but it's hard not having those braking meters. Like, again, you don't think you need it, but then you don't have it, and you're like, shit. But, enough about that. We are going to throw this back over to the TV. Talk about F1 Pole Position 64. So come join me. Alright guys, you know what time it is. My when I get to what I want to say about this one, I'm going to try to be objective about just this one and not factor in that I've played a later game in the F1 N64 series, but see what the book's got to say first. Alright, so pretty much this one says that this is the worst of this specific series. I guess it was a Super Nintendo series called Human Grand Prix, and then it just kind of tanked with this release here on the N64. And it says that it feels dated and too arcadey and everything. However, I have to disagree with that. And again, I'm pulling out not only my bias of playing a later F1 game on this console, but also taking away my absolute insane love for the Formula 1 racing as a whole. This game is a lot of fun. If you're not into simulation style racing, don't play it. There's a million opportunities to play a racing game on this console, and I feel like it's equally split from what I've looked at the list of. I feel like it's equally split between simulation style and like arcade style, like Mario Kart and Diddy Kong Racing and all those. So if you're not a fan of the simulation one, don't even think about checking this one out. But it is a very good representation of Formula 1 racing. A lot of the elements that they have in this one I still see today in the F1 racing games. This is a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to be streaming this one. I'm trying to do more like relaxed streams instead of just like the exclusive ones that I've been doing for the newer consoles. So like there might be other stuff going on in the background and whatnot, but I'm trying to get more of those in, and I'm trying to do the N64 stuff with those. So I can definitely see myself sitting down for like a day and putting a whole season on, because this, the only thing I didn't like about this one was that you can't, unless there's a hidden option. I really didn't go into it to try to find it, but there's no customization as far as how long the races in the season are. But other than that, I think it's great. It's fun. I'm going to play the hell out of it. Next time, when we come back to the N64 Chronicles, we'll be doing some fighting with Clay Fighter 63 1/3. If you guys have followed my mail call videos, you know that I picked up the other version of this that was the exclusive rental through Blockbuster, which is considered the rarest game on the console, which is Clay Fighter: The Sculptor's Cut. But before we get to the Sculptor's Cut, we have to go to the original. Never played this one before. I think I'm actually going to have a lot of fun with this, even though it's a fighter. I think I'm going to like the style, because they did a lot of the claymation style with this game, so I'm looking forward to at least checking this out. It seems unique enough. And then after this one, the one that didn't win the vote is going to be Extreme G. So next 2 episodes right here, coming up, hopefully both within the next week, and hopefully I will see you guys then for both of these and the other 200 plus games I still got to play for this console. So, until next time, game on everybody.